Hello guys, Sudito here once again with another Path of Exile 2 video. In this video we will talk about what's upcoming in PoE2, and just before I went to sleep last night they basically dropped a nuke, and the huge thing is that they're making big major changes on the endgame. I did watch this video last night. I will have this post inside the video description. I did watch this video last night and I was like, excuse me, what? So there are so many good changes happening for the endgame that I just have no words. I mean, they're changing everything. If you look here in the Atlas tree, oh wait, if you look here, all this will be gone. Like all of these things that you see here, like juicing from the towers, because I just did some juicing here. I did like a 3-tower setup with tablets and overlapping maps and so on, and I juiced basically everything here. So this will no longer be necessary. You will no longer need to look for towers that overlap, because the towers will only have range. Will only uncover the map for you. Will no longer have the tablets. The tablets instead, you will have to place them inside your map device. So it's a very nice change. I haven't read the patch notes over here. I mean, the patch notes is not patch notes, it's just the changes that they're implementing. But I will read them at some point. Also, they're reducing the map size, which is very nice. They're adding a lot of extra new modifiers for the maps. The maps changes are also very nice. Like the fact that you don't need to do a specific tablet to get the other type of content is also nice. Citadels will now be more often on the Atlas. What I'm really wondering about these changes is, will they reset the Atlas, or what are we gonna end up with? Because I would actually don't mind Atlas reset and just restart from the middle, because I don't know how they will deal with all of the seeds and everything that people uncovered on their Atlas, right? So this will have to be like a very careful assessment on how they deal with this moving into the patch, which apparently will be next week. Next week we already get this huge change. So let's have a look just a little bit on the video of Jonathan
Hi,
explaining
I'm
this.
Jonathan Rogers from Grinding Gear Games. Now, it's no secret that we need to make some improvements to the endgame, and the plan has been to do some pretty major changes in 040, but we realized it might be nice to iterate on some of the more mechanical changes in 031, and just save the new content for 040. That way we can get a chance to test some of these things a bit earlier.
That's a very good take. So doing this mid league, especially now that the player numbers already dwindled, so all of the people that blasted the game for the first month, they're basically gone. They're basically now playing, I don't know, whatever other games are popular. I know, like the Borderlands 4 and Head Bonk, something with a very funny name and funny gameplay. So a lot of people and a lot of popular streamers are already gone from PoE2. And I think this change might bring a lot of them back, because it's kind of a huge change. Now let's see exactly what it is.
A major concern for players are the mechanics around towers. Players don't like having to find towers to juice their maps, and don't enjoy needing to find multiple overlapping towers to get the best outcomes. In order to fix that, you no longer need towers to use tablets.
By the way, I never cared about juicing that much, even though my intro on this video was about juicing those 3 maps. I did it just to see exactly what you need to do and how it's, let's say, juiced setup looking like. So I never cared about this. It's just, I think this is just for the blasters and the people that care a lot about the most efficient farming and so on.
Instead, tablets can now be placed in the map device to add their bonuses directly to your maps. Each time you use a tablet while running a map, the number of remaining uses goes down. Once it reaches 0, the tablet is destroyed. You can use up to 3 tablets on each map, but the number of enabled slots is based on how many mods the map has. Running a 6-mod map will enable all 3 of the tablet slots on the map device.
So the fact that now we have on the tablets 10 uses, it's very nice, but I suppose they will be a much rarer drop than before, because if they have 10 uses for one tablet, I don't expect we drop a tablet like every map or every second maps. So this this might become more rare, and maybe some will have to be traded if you're playing Tradeling.
This change allows you to benefit fully from tablets no matter what random layout of towers you happen to find. Towers can still be used to gain visibility on the atlas, and they'll also drop an extra tablet as a reward for completing them.
I mean, this is how you get force getting tablets, right?
Something we've never really been happy with was the base experience of how you complete a map. In PoE 2, we wanted boss fights to feel challenging and rewarding, so we decided to make bosses spawn only in some maps. In all the other maps, the completion condition for the map was killing all the rare monsters. However, we don't really feel this is that enjoyable. It tends to degenerate into just following minimap icons. In order to address this, we're now making all maps contain map bosses. To complete the map, just kill the map boss. You know.
This is basically the PoE 1 win condition of the map, right? Completion. You have to kill the boss at the end, and that's it. You don't care about anything else. If you decide not to complete the map, it's fine. If you want to just kill the boss and move on, it's also fine. I think this is a great decision. For me personally, I anyway do the entire map. Whenever I'm doing a map, I'm clearing up most of the mobs, so I always have like less than 50 monsters remaining.
No longer need to
But
kill
each
any
to their
players,
own.
and you can do as much or as little of the rest of the map as you please.
There we go.
We still want some map bosses to be more challenging and rewarding though. The existing icons that currently indicate that there's a map boss now instead mean that the map boss of the area will be extra challenging, with more rewards and the map tier upgrade.
Okay, now this one, I don't know exactly how it will work out, how it will pan out. I hope it will be more difficult than what we have now for the difficult map bosses, because in my opinion the game is not that hard at the moment, and the bosses in the end game, like even the pinnacle bosses, are at least the first two tiers are very easy. I hope this change here that they are making here will make it actually hard.
We also wanted to improve the base experience of mapping in other ways by making sure that there is at least a guaranteed minimum amount of bonus content in each map. As you generate each map, we will now always add between 1 to 3 extra random features, including Breach, Delirium, Ritual, and Expedition, as well as Shrines, Strongboxes, Essences, Wisps, Rogue Exiles, and Summoning Circles.
Okay, pause here. This is a good change. It's once again a PoE 1 behavior as well. What I hope they will change, I really hope they will fix spirits, the Asmeri spirits. I really don't like how they are implemented at the moment. So that's my biggest problem now with the endgame mechanics. The way Asmeri spirits behave and the way it makes you run with the Asmeri spirits, I don't know, sometimes they don't even go into the nearest yellow master and you have to cross like half of the map. It's so stupid. Like that should never be the case. You should just activate the spirit. The spirit will then go by itself wherever he wants. I don't know, even if you don't decide to do it in the nearest rare master, let the spirit go, and when you find it, yeah, there it is. You will find the rare monster that is possessed. You shouldn't have to chase it. That's so bad. Like,
this content will be added in addition to the content added by your tablets and maps, and will be selected afterwards. This means that if you have a mob that adds an expedition which can't have more than one in a map, then we'll make sure to select something else instead. With both this change and the tower change, content icons for Breach, Delirium, Ritual, and Expedition have been removed from the Atlas. All the content you didn't add yourself will be randomly generated as you go to the area. Currently, we believe the time to complete a given map is a bit too long, and so we're lowering it. To start with, we're taking the 15 largest maps and reducing their sizes. We also felt like there were just too many monsters. The size of monster packs in T1 maps was actually over 40% higher than in the interlude area right before it. This also resulted in a sudden difficulty spike at the start of endgame. If your build wasn't able to...
So for this one I have like mixed opinions. I don't think that was a problem, to be honest. So the density of the monsters is not a problem by itself. The density of the problems and performance issues happens whenever you have Abyss and Coreless Corruption, for example. And if you add on top of that also Delirium and I don't know what else, then you have a problem with density and with the performance, right? But having more monsters starting from T1 and just, I don't know, being a bit more difficult than the interlude, I don't think this is a problem that they had to address. However, I don't know, maybe some people were struggling with this, but I don't think this is the main issue of the endgame density and people struggling. I think the main issue with people struggling is when, especially when mechanics overlap, and if you go into the endgame, when you go into the endgame, you have the Doriani questline, right? And that one is the coalesce corruptions, and basically introduces you to this new mechanic. And we also have the abyss, right? We also have the abyss, so yeah, those on top of each other will happen very early in the mapping phase, like as soon as you get to the first coalesce corruption zone and the nexus. So I don't know, maybe that's the problem that people were hitting, especially in this patch in 0.3. That's my opinion. It's not this. It's not what they did here.
To handle large packs well. Getting swarmed by monsters is a common complaint in the endgame. To address that, we're lowering the number of monsters and monster packs at the start of the endgame by 30%. As you go through the tiers, the number of monsters will increase so that by tier 15, it's the same as it was before.
For this one, like 30% less at tier 1, and then by tier 15 you are the same as you are right now. I don't know how they incremented it, so we need to figure out how it is. In my opinion, it shouldn't have been done. Maybe for the first, let's say for first 5 tiers, maybe it's okay for exactly, I don't know, the players that struggle and they don't have an idea what they need to do to improve their builds and so on. Maybe that is good, but after that the game should have density. I don't think removing density is a good solution, especially not like overhauling the map. When you do abyss on top of coalesce corruption, then we're talking about something else. That's also like, and even that is not a problem if you fix the performance issues, right?
This will also increase the difference between map tiers. We're also making a change that PoE1 already had, where maps with very open layouts have slightly lowered pack density compared to the more closed indoor maps. This was done in order to prevent you getting swarmed too much in open maps, and so we're doing this for PoE2 as well. This should significantly reduce the time taken to clear maps and reduce the difficulty that many players are experiencing as they enter the endgame. Now, there are still a lot of other new features and content that we want to add to the endgame, but we believe that these changes are a good step towards improving the base experience of mapping.
Yes, this is a good change. So as we can see here, a lot of positive comments, a lot of likes. People really like these changes. I also checked the forums, I checked some of the Reddit posts about this. People are excited about the changes, and I think this is good. This is also very nice that they're doing changes to the maps that are very large. I really don't like some of those large maps and large layouts. I do hope, I haven't seen anything here. I only seen that we have fixed a few problems. Not this one at the end. The patch contains various improvements and fixes to a plethora of issues. I hope this will cover also some of the Spectre issues that we have, especially with the frozen mandibles that they get stuck, and I hope they remove that cold explosion thingy AoE, right? So yeah, this is the changes that we are looking at. I'm kind of excited because, as many of you know, the ones that follow me on my streams and also on my YouTube channel, I really love the game. So I really like the game, even though I can, as you can see in this video, I can criticize some of the stuff that they're doing, but I really love the game. I did say even yesterday on my live stream that I'm probably gonna play the game the entire 4 months. Like, I'm not even sure I'm gonna pivot to PoE1. Maybe I'm gonna play for 1 week or so just to see what they are implementing there, but then I'm gonna be back on PoE2 for sure, because PoE2 is like, I don't know, for me it's such a big game and such a great game that I don't know when I'm gonna be tired of playing the game or bored of playing the game. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening to my rambling about the new patch. That is, by the way, like a very nice step in a good direction. I approve of this the same way that Mr. Jonathan here is doing.